Hello, Internet. I'm Hugo.
And I'm Capaldi.
And this is Unpopular Culture. Hello, everyone. Doctor Who fans, or just people who stumbled across this video. Today's a special day, because it's not many days you get to talk about in the Doctor Who fandom. Casting of a new Doctor, but on Friday we all got the news that after Wimbledon, the BBC was going to announce the new Doctor after Capaldi leaves this Christmas, and we all sat and dealt with sports for as long as we could, and not even one of the good sports, mind you. This was tennis.
Oh wait, what's the worst sport you would have sat through? Like, I'm thinking like low-level billiards, like not even professionals. Like just like some dudes in a bar on like a GoPro.
Darts.
Is darts worse than billiards?
I think it is.
Okay, anyways, for the record, this is going to be filled with all the spoilers ever, so if you don't want Doctor Who spoilers, the fuck did you click on this for? Like, leave.
So, people in the comments, I'm going to warn you once.
I'm so excited for those.
Let's keep this shit civil, okay? Because the internet goddamn exploded. The casting of the next Doctor is Jodie Whittaker, the first, the only as of yet, female Doctor. Now, I'm sure many people on the internet, as I'm sure you've seen, have freaked out about this and had reactions one way or another. Now, Jake, what is your very controversial and, of course, important opinion on the shape-shifting space alien sci-fi TV show character who has now been casted?
I've always wanted to fuck the Doctor, and now there's a hole compatible with my preferences.
Oh, good. You found a way to make everyone mad. Good.
Yeah, no, I actually really like it. I think she's a fantastic actress. And she was in Broadchurch, which is where I know her from. She's been in some other stuff, and I've seen her around, especially BBC stuff. You know how they cycled through people. But in Broadchurch, both seasons, which are available on Netflix if you're unaware, stars David Tennant as the guy. He's the detective. He's got a dark, seedy past. It's actually really fantastic, and it actually isn't very tropey. She's a mom that lost her kid in the very first episode. That's the premise. I didn't spoil that for you. Fantastic. I mean, and she goes through tons of. There's lots of range in her character, and that's why I'm so comfortable with this. If it was just like, maybe the girl from Sherlock, the girl in the mortuary or whatever, or the doctor, the nurse lady that has a crush on him in the first episodes. That's her name, sure. Like visually, she makes sense. She's like female Matt Smith sort of thing going on, but she doesn't have enough acting prowess, in my opinion, or at least I haven't seen it to go, oh, I'm confident in that choice. Jodie, on the other hand, really fantastic actress. I think it's going to be fine. I like the aesthetic they went with. They kind of got the, all the doctors have long coats usually, or some version of that.
Well, the coat's Capaldi's. That's not hers.
I know, but she's still got the hoodie on. So I'm wondering if they're going to keep a sort of similar aesthetic, because it does look good. So I hope they don't, air quotes, girl her up, although they would be able to, obviously. And maybe a cool scene would be like the Doctor being really excited to like be able to like wear women's fashion, but do we say they now? Also, or just she while she's
I would say, well, the Doctor's a he, the male ones I'd call he, the female ones from now on.
Well, I know, but I mean, like, when we refer to the Doctor at large...
If it's currently a female, I'd say her. If it's a male, I'd say
okay. Her. All right, so in my head, it's still he. It's going to take some time. But a cool scene would be, like, maybe he's like, she's like, he, she, because he's always been a man till now, because he's bad at regenerations, like trying to wear women's stuff, and then it turns out to be something crazy, kind of like a Colin Baker or something like that, where it's kind of like an off-putting, almost like a weird thing, but I hope they don't quirk too much, because she's a really serious actress.
If they were going to turn the clothes thing into a gag, the gag I would do is, after a generation, probably near the end of the first episode she's in, not the first episode, not the Christmas special, the first full episode.
Right.
When they do the outfit selection scene. We haven't seen the wardrobe in a while, actually. We haven't seen that since David Tennant. So I'd bring the wardrobe back.
Didn't we see that with... Oh, it wasn't the TARDIS wardrobe with Smith.
No, he stole those clothes from a hospital.
Yeah.
So what I would have him do is have the Doctor go into the wardrobe again, which we've seen in several different iterations of the TARDIS, have him look at like the racks, or her again. Sorry, I'm doing it now too. It's gonna take a while. And then
Well,
go,
it's still Capaldi,
and then
sort of, until it's not anymore.
I know,
if that makes
but
sense.
I would have her then maybe move some clothes, and then a secondary door is behind that, and then push it open and go, and it's women's clothes. Like he's never had an opportunity to have a, you know, I think that'd be funny.
And at the same time, I really hope they don't even, like, in my head, the Doctor shouldn't even acknowledge the fact that he has turned into a woman. Because for Time Lord, that's not weird. Like, that's a normal thing. We saw in the 50th, that old guy who was like a general, I think, turned into a black woman, actually had noted that that was the first male form she'd ever taken, which was interesting. And then, of course, Missy, we've seen that, and then there's other people. So if she doesn't even acknowledge it, and she's like, looks in the mirror, and she's like, holy crap, and like it's a big build-up, and you expect, oh, I have a vagina, I'm a woman, and it's like, I'm not a ginger? I think that'd be fantastic.
I think that's it. I've already seen that joke in 3 different places, though. I hope they come up with something more clever, but I do want something along those lines. They haven't made a bad casting choice yet. I completely trust them. Not only that, but as you said, she's from Broadchurch, as was Chibnall, the new showrunner, which makes me think they'll have a good dynamic. They already know how to work with each other.
Or what if she thinks she's hideous?
Whatever, I don't know.
Because Jodie's a good-looking woman. I think, like a different, like, oh, no!
Here's the thing, but even the jokes about it, if you're going to make jokes about it and bring attention to it just so you don't have to all the time, the jokes can't be hinged on the gender, and the not jokes can't be hinged on gender. I mean the jokes that are subversive, the ones like you said, where it's like, oh, you think we're going to bring up she's a woman, but then we don't, wink, wink. You also can't have that be the joke all the time. It needs to be addressed in the first episode. There can be some themes if they're going for that, and they want it to be a part of the arc somehow. But, like, other than that, it needs to be written almost with no references. Like, it needs to be written as the Doctor first, and the fact that it's the first woman Doctor second. Capaldi was a doctor who happened to be Scottish. He wasn't the Scottish Doctor. Same thing here.
Right, yeah. I also think that maybe, like, even hinting at the fact that, like, the Doctor is almost unaware of sex organs. Like, he often does not talk about sex or doesn't pick up on sexual innuendo or anything. So I don't want it to be a Bill situation where, hey, by the way, I'm a lesbian and also black. I think, and I don't think it will be because, is it Chibnall or Chinbull?
It's Chibnall.
That's a terrible, you gotta switch those letters around, it's harder on the mouth. It's not Moffat, and Broadchurch didn't really have tropes, and that's the only thing I've seen him write, but it was really competently written, and it did subvert several times. It even gave a convicted child molester in that show, like, a fair shake. You know what I mean? Like, if you have the balls to write a fair shake for a child molester, which, and I'm not going to spoil it for you, but that's, I won't even tell you who it's played by, because you would know. But I just think that, like, that takes guts as a writer to address, and, because that's a very, did you know diddling kids is unpopular? I just think someone that can do that can do this properly without it being just a fucking gag all the time. And hopefully that's the case.
On top of all this, we've talked about the worries about potential female Doctor for a while in our worry before. My main one was only Moffat. Moffat's gone, like Jake said, so I'm not worried about it. I'm, in fact, glad we're going to get some new stuff, because the show, well, all of you know I love Doctor Who. We do a whole review series on it when it comes out. I do feel, from Tennant to Smith, the entire, or at the very least the entire Moffat era, the Matt Smith through Capaldi, it's gotten a little bit stale. It has. It feels like I know every week what's coming. As long as I know the premise of the episode, you can kind of make a general guess as to how the situation's going to play out. With the new showrunner, new Doctor, who happens to be a woman for the first time, maybe we can get a new dynamic, some new story stuff going on. I don't know. But the show, I think the Christmas special, they're doing this intentionally and doing the parallels with the first Doctor regenerating and the 12th Doctor to show and remind the audience, especially the people freaking out about the cast, Remember, the entire reason the show has been popular and remains so for over 50 years is because of the show's ability to change what it is.
Yeah.
That's what the show is. It's a show that transforms itself entirely. Having a main character without a dick isn't going to make that big of a difference.
And think, like, from the original run, it was pretty... It definitely had camp, it had comedy and stuff, but we're talking... It started as a history show for kids, and it kind of changed over time. They wrote in the regeneration thing so they could keep the show going without having First Doctor around still, because he was old as fuck. And then you go to the movie, which has basically nothing to do with the show, except in name. But McGann was a fantastic Doctor. But he's like half human in it, and you can headcanon that however you like he was lying or forgot or whatever. Totally fine. But they did have the Doctor before him. They had the Seventh Doctor in the changeover, in the regeneration scene at the beginning of the movie. So it is connected. It is canon. And then now you go to Eccleston, and now we're here, and in between we have Tennant and Smith, who are quirky as fuck. Like, it changes all the time, and for the better, I think. Because, like, the Doctor... Imagine you had several lives to live. Would you be the same thing every time?
Right. I don't know. My thing is, I'm going to judge this based on the performance and the writing, period.
Oh, for sure.
And anyone who's making any sort of judgment one way or another, you're kind of jumping the gun, guys. I argued with someone on Twitter today about this, which you shouldn't do. Don't argue on Twitter. No one wins. It's stupid.
Always argue on Twitter. It's the best.
And I tried to, I'm not even going to say to you, if you specifically say to me, I don't think the Doctor should be a woman. I'm not going to scream at you and call you a sexist. I just want to know why. Why do you think that? And I think when it comes down to it, I talked to someone on Twitter about this today, it essentially felt like it ended up boiling down to, their reasoning was, I don't feel like the qualities of the Doctor are qualities a woman can have or portray on film. And, but here's the thing. The qualities of the Doctor are heroism and he's smart. So, and the rest, so you're basically saying, I think that a woman can't be those things. And again, I'm not calling you sexist. Please articulate your opinions. But that's what I've gotten from these discussions, is people saying, I don't think a woman can play things I think of as the Doctor, and they think of as the Doctor as this.
It's literally Black 007 all over again, where people just lose their minds over something meaningless. I think if she does a fantastic job, she could easily overtake Capaldi for me. Even though Capaldi as a Doctor is very good, his episodes, Moffat was clearly at the end of his idea. Well, you know what I mean? He has he has a handful of good episodes, but she's coming into a new show with a new showrunner. She's basically, they wiped the slate clean. They've already done the jump on point with this season, so we don't have to do that again. We don't have to have an introduction to the Doctor again. There's no companions left over. Like, not even Nardole. There's Missy's gone. Like, they deleted everything. It could be everything new. It basically starts the adventure right back over, and that's fantastic. And I think she could explore a lot of interesting things that have nothing to do with her gender whatsoever. And it just depends on the range of the actress and the quality of the writing. And from what I've seen from both of their performances so far, I'm totally confident in this.
Yeah, I haven't seen her, but I'm not going to make judgments until I see it. I'm excited for a change. That's what I am.
Indeed.
For some reason, people see this change. I saw this too. A ton of people, right when it came out, they're like, "Oh, I'm not good. The show's done now." Really, this is the thing. This is the thing you think's going to do it.
I think it's a lot of people. We'll talk about it. A lot of people are like, SJWs, anti-feminism, and it's like it doesn't have anything to do with that.
Here's the thing too. Those people, I had the same person I was talking to earlier, was like, I just don't think it's the right time. I don't think it's the right political climate. What does that even fucking mean? The kind of person who would say, I don't think it's the right political climate to introduce a female Doctor, which, that person needs some fucking perspective. I do a show about Doctor Who, and even I think they're taking it too seriously. It's a goddamn sci-fi show. Guys, chill the fuck out. I don't think those kind of people would be happy, whether it was this year or 20 years from now,
Yeah.
I don't
Agreed.
think... See, here's my opinion on it. I don't think having a woman play the Doctor makes a statement. It would have been revolutionary 20 or 30 years ago. It's 2017 now. You don't get brownie points, but you don't get points taken off either. It's just a thing that happened. That's my opinion.
This was rebooted in 2009, right?
2005.
2005 it was rebooted?
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ, that was a long time ago. So 2005, middle of the Bush years in America. So a lot of Christian far-right people were talking. Not quite like the political climate now. A lot of Iraq wars. They introduce a bisexual spaceman.
Yeah.
Everyone's fine with that? Is that okay?
That's more controversial at that point than it should be at this point for a woman to play the Doctor.
Bill was a lesbian. And they hammered the fuck out of the fact that she was a lesbian, which was the worst part. But she was still, like, she was that. I mean, Martha is she the first black companion? No, Mickey was, technically, but he was a secondary.
My point is this,
you know what
and
I
I
mean?
know we're going on about the woman thing, but trust us, it's because I've been seeing people shit on it all day, and it just seems such a benign, unnecessary thing to shit on to me. I don't even understand why that's the thing you would pick out. It's kind of like when Matt Smith got picked, everyone was like, he's too young, and when Capaldi was picked, everyone was like, he's too old. Everyone picks the one superficial thing about the actor or now actress, and then points at that as why they can't be the Doctor. All I would ask is, anyone, I would like someone to point to me, if you're against this, what's something that the Doctor has ever done on the show, and don't say something snarky like, oh, being the grandfather of Susan. What's anything the Doctor has ever done on the show that is defined by the fact that he may have a penis? Does the Doctor have a penis? We don't know. Has he?
We've never seen it.
Know.
Some people might argue his rose affinity, but that could be had by a woman. Like, I don't...
The only thing you can talk about is the fact that it has to be addressed in historicals, why anyone would listen to a woman, and occasionally you'll have a joke about that. That's it. That's the only difference that stories would be made.
Yeah, but she's so goddamn smart. Like, she's still gonna be in charge of the room and shit. Like, think about that.
I understand, but I'm saying in the past people don't care because people are, you know...
Sure.
I mean, people are... We're in 2000... Current year! John Oliver! And people are arguing about a female Doctor. If they go to Victorian times, they're going to have problems with...
Sure, I guess, but even so, like, I don't even think it's going to come up in many episodes, honestly, during her run. What's it going to be, 2-3 years?
My big banner is just, I'm hopeful. I'm glad we're getting change to the show, and it's not just the same thing. I don't know. I'm excited.
Now let's speculate, because it's fun. So I want to speculate about companions. My initial reaction to this is, don't give her a steady companion. Do the tryout episodes thing we talked about in one of our last Doctor Who episodes. Basically, the idea was, if you didn't catch that, like, every episode have, like, air quotes, a tryout where there's a very main secondary character. At the end of the season, decide who had the best episode, like, in real life, Fourth Wally, and then, like, pick that person to be the next companion based on, like, how much the fans liked them. I think it'd be fun because you'd get brand new story. Like, there's not, like, it feels like Moffat always did, like, okay, the story about the Doctor right now is the companion story. So every year it's a story about the companion and what they got going on, and the Doctor's just a tag along. I want it to be about the Doctor, and we use the companion as a window into that. Rose started out, it wasn't about her. Okay? Like, that was revealed over time with the Bad Wolf shit that it ended up being about her. But at first, it was just like, holy shit, this Doctor, Rose is our viewpoint into that. That's really cool. I appreciate that. Amy was that for a little bit. I understand
why Moffat went that route, because...
Oh, sure, it gets interesting, of course. Like, there's some really good stories we got out of that.
Sure, I just think it's time for a change, and we've had that so often in a row.
Totally agree. I think Martha and Donna were pretty much the closest to that, to not having... Like, it wasn't really about them, but even so, like, Martha gets trapped in the alternate dimension with Mickey, and then Donna has this... she's got the wedding thing that goes on, and then she's part of this company that's the master plan thing. Anyways, or I don't know. I think it has to be like a grandfatherly type or a grandmotherly type. I feel like you can't have a young companion. It just, for some reason, it feels like they would trope it up. You know what I mean? It'd be like if you have a young woman companion and suddenly it's too bubbly and it's literally like watching Clara and me in the diner TARDIS.
Yeah. The fact that they changed it up for female Doctor makes me hope that Chibnall's going to be able to say, okay, let's change up the companion formula.
I really think her going solo and not having a companion is the way to go for a season, though.
I'd probably go that way.
That's personally me, especially because you can test out like audience reactions. Like, oh, we have an old guy, we have a young woman, we have a young man, we have an attractive young man, we have a ugly old guy, but he's super funny. I guess Nardle's ugly and older.
Oh, poor Matt Lucas.
He's ugly. He's not ugly. You know what I mean?
He's hairless like a baby. It's everything you dream of.
He's the unattractive one. There's no risk of Dick and Nardle. You know what I'm saying? Like a sex, I don't know, anti-sex symbol thing. Like Clara's hot, right? You know what I'm saying? Like
sure.
Clara was hot. Rose actually not for the time, for the 90s was hot. Martha was good looking. Donna I really appreciated because she was like attractive in her personality and she wasn't like this sexy, oops, my cleavage is showing. That's why I really like Donna, I think. And she wasn't fawning over the Doctor all the time.
Sure. I think this season they're going to avoid a romance altogether. There's no way they're going to do the first female Doctor and have her...
Have to. No, she should never have a romantic interest. Ever.
They wouldn't do it. I don't mind if in the future there's a female Doctor who has a romantic interest, but I just know for a fact BBC knows if they give the first female Doctor some male companion that they fall for in some way, shape, or form, how bad that'll look. That would look real bad.
No.
And I don't think that would be. I don't think that would come out of any sort of like bad place. I don't think that's coming out of like
it would just be
sexist.
A fuck up.
It'd be a fuck up. I think it would.
Right.
It would come out of a good intentions. Well, Tennant had Rose, yeah, but.
Right.
People are very reactionary.
And this also guarantees the next Doctor will be male, though.
Probably. I wouldn't really care. It's
I
gotta
wouldn't care either, but you have to switch back almost. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then after that, it could be anything forever.
I don't care at all. I wish everyone else just didn't care. I don't care if you get 5 women in a row, 5 men in a row, man, woman, woman, man, 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 woman, woman, man. I don't care. As long as they're good, it wouldn't fucking matter to me. I don't care.
I totally agree with you. I absolutely agree with you.
But I get it. You gotta play this little fucking game with the audience, because there's always gonna be this, like, 30% out there that's gonna be mad, no matter what. The 30% that's mad will change, but there's always... You can't please everyone.
Sure. No. I'm just saying, like... For tone... If you double down on that, it sends that 30% into 40 or 45, and it's just like, oh, we got to deal with that again, and they're just bitchy. Personally, me, it could be a black trans woman next time. I don't care. It wouldn't matter as long as they're competent. I think that's really the thing that we keep driving home is it has nothing to do with who the Doctor is physically. It's about the mentality of the Doctor and what they're going for. What do you think her personality is going to be like, though? I think she's going to be super confident.
I think confident and quippy, but not in an asshole way. I don't think that they're going to... Because Capaldi started off... I know he softened after his first season, but Capaldi started off as sort of the curmudgeon-y. So I think they'll go...
I think we're looking at female Tennant.
Probably. That'd be a... I think that's what they'll go for, too. It wouldn't surprise me if...
He's got like a dark thing going on, too. I like that.
It wouldn't surprise me if a BBC executive expressly said something along the lines of, "Can we get like a Tennant, like someone like a Tennant?"
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't know why British BBC executive had that voice, by the way.
because he's an expat.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
On the hard streets of Queens. I don't know if is that the Queens?
No.
Brooklyn.
It's not a real voice. It's just
it's not real.
Sound like,
oh, okay.
No,
it's just a villain from a Spider-Man comic.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of which, we're probably gonna do our Spider-Man review later in the week. So,
yeah, stay tuned. Is there anything else we want to talk about with the? I think one last thing before we head out, because obviously this is it's a big moment for us. The Tardis Interior. Do you think it's going to be... I'm trying to figure out in my head what aesthetically makes sense, but since I haven't seen her in her own outfit yet, I don't really know, but I'm kind of hoping for like a sleek look, like almost the white TARDIS we had for a little bit.
See, I'm going the opposite. I want, because Capaldi and Matt Smith's second TARDIS were so clean and sterile, I would like a lived-in, almost
like a loft apartment,
similar to the Eighth Doctor's in the movie, where he had like bookshelves, and I mean, I guess the newer Capaldi one has bookshelves too, but it's still very sterile. Bill even made a comment: "It's all stainless steel. It's like a kitchen." I want wood. I would like wood and
ooh,
I don't know, like a fireplace. I want a fucking fireplace in the TARDIS. I don't know, something to make it
that'd be cool.
Seem like a place that's lived in.
I wonder what. Yeah. It all comes back to her personality though, because it wouldn't make sense for it to be that way if she's really clinical or whatever.
I don't think she will be, because I think Capaldi is, and I think they're gonna try and steer in a different direction.
I think she'll be fun. She looks fun.
Yeah, you know what, though, and here's the thing. Obviously, you can't really make too many judgments because not enough, but, you know, the body language, her putting that hood up, I thought it was good. I can see it. I can see her as the Doctor. Get a good outfit there. I'm on board.
I'm 100% sold. I'm very on board. I'm looking very much forward to the Christmas special. And next season going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to the haters, I think.
I'm interested because don't get me wrong, I'm also totally open to the possibility that the BBC is going to way overshoot this. We saw what they did with Bill. If they do that, we'll tell you, and we will. If they turn this into a shit show, every episode of Who Cares next season will be just a nightmare, and we will tell you.
We're not going to hold its hand. I just have a lot of hope. If Moffat was still in charge, I would be very negative right now.
Oh yeah, me too. But that's the point. He's not. You guys are aware, right? Moffat's gone. A lot of people can write women very competently.
You know, people. Because it's not hard.
Generally, we call those people professional writers.
Oh, no, snap.
Oh, I gotta mention this, by the way. I told you this, but I gotta tell them. When I clean the house and stuff, I watch Doctor Who a lot because it's a good background show. I've seen the episode so many times, I can kind of jump in the middle of any episode and I know what's going on. So I'm listening to The 11th Hour, which is Moffat's first episode of Showrunner in the background with audio commentary on, and I swear to God, he says, and he's talking to other people in the commentary, he's saying, "Oh yeah, I love The 11th Hour. The last 10 minutes get me so hyped. I put it on when I'm really depressed," which is most days I write.
Oh, Moffat.
Poor Steven. I don't know.
No wonder everything he writes is so fucking cynical. God.
I don't know.
Honestly, the way I like to, air quotes, write Doctor Who episodes is sitting across from this fucking guy and just brainstorming. We need a scribe. That's how all writing should go. Just someone write it down while we talk. Here are the cool ideas we have. Are you saying
it's recorded?
YouTube is that? Well, we don't know. Okay. Well, we don't know. Put every conversation we ever have on here, but you're right. What is? Are you trapped? Are you doing a mime joke?
Trapped in.
This episode has clearly hit the wall.
This episode's hit the wall. This is the end of the episode. So thanks everyone. And all right. So we got this one.
Yeah, I got the first 12 right here.
And these ones apparently have a penis, and the next one will not have a penis. So if you're curious about...
Yeah.
So let us know what you think in the comments. I'm sure you already have. Please keep this civil. Seriously, can we not just...
Can we not?
I would like to challenge to all of you. This is the end of the video, so none of you already did this. But let's, without any derogatory name-calling, discuss this. I don't want anyone to call anyone an SJW. I don't want anyone to get called...
an MRA?
MRA in a derogatory manner. Feminazi. Mansplaining.
Yep.
Basically just make your points. Put the keyboard down. All right.
This is the internet, and they don't hold the keyboard. They sit on desks. This is not going to go well. I'm Jake.
You think she'll have sonic tampons?